Where was Titus and Honey before you went to the door?
In the living room playing.
So you were standing at the front door and you opened it.
I opened it.
And you said, Titus, come on.
Yeah.
And Honey came.
And Honey ran behind Titus.
And what did you do when you saw that?
I said, Honey, get back here. Honey, come back. And then she turned around and just ran on down the steps.
And that was the last time you saw Honey?
Yeah, no, I was out looking because I had just fell and I had a bruised knee. My knee was swollen. So I went down them 3 flights of stairs. When I went downstairs, Honey just looked at me and ran on the other way. So I was out trying to find Honey.
All right. Thank you.
We're going to retire to deliberate. Thank you very much.
This courtroom is now in recess.
Let me throw out where I think I am now after the testimony. I don't think there's any evidence that the defendant stole Honey, sold Honey. I think the plaintiff's a long way away from that. I'm also not prepared to say that every time a dog gets away, that the person in charge of the dog is negligent. However, I think the facts of this case are a little tricky. So one, we're talking about a little dog that the defendant's mother was in charge of, because I do believe there was a bailment. I think that the defendant could have said, I'm not prepared to look after your dog, take your dog to work with you, take it back to your mom's house. So they accepted responsibility for the dog. I heard Mrs. Whitmore, mom, say a couple of things that kind of lean me toward finding negligence here. One, she said that she opened the door, Titus ran out, Honey ran out, and then she tried to go after Honey. And even though she's not the defendant, she's acting as an agent for the defendant because daughter left the dog with her, and they both agreed to that.
But the plaintiff knew that the defendant was not going home, and she knew she wasn't taking the dog to physical therapy. So on some level, the plaintiff did consent to letting the dog go back and stay in the house with the defendant's mother and the defendant. Now, the question that I'm toying with is, do we have the right defendant here? Because the plaintiff did know that the dog was going to stay with the mother. Why is she suing the daughter when, in fact, if there's going to be any negligence at all, it's the mother's negligence?
Well, because, no. I think that the plaintiff entrusted the dog with the defendant, and then the defendant's mom is just her agent.
No, because the plaintiff knew the daughter was going to physical therapy, so she knew she'd have to leave the dog with the mother. So she was pretty much saying, deliver the dog to your mom.
I think this was a tragic accident. I do think that there's a certain sense of responsibility on the part of someone who takes a dog, but there's no indication that they agreed to take the dog. And in terms of the defendant's mother's story about what happened, the fact that she lets her dog out to go to the bathroom down the stairs on the circumstance and always comes back isn't in and of itself negligence on the part of a dog owner. It was as if you have a backyard. How many dog owners let their dogs out of the backyard?
This was not a closed-in backyard, so she kind of knew that if you're going out there, you're going out into a big area,
there was
open
no
area,
fence.
and there was nothing. So she's going to take off the dog.
But
that kind of watching.
Did she know? Did she have some foreseeability that Honey would run out after the dog?
I mean, you know a dog is going to run out the door.
The other one's going right
the
behind.
And
I don't have a dog, and I would
guess. She seems to be an incapacitated woman.
That's where I am. I think that the defendant agreed to keep the dog. Now, query whether or not mom is actually the defendant's agent.
No.
Did mom say, I'm going to assume this responsibility? And if mom didn't, then the defendant could be negligent for just saddling Honey with somebody who wasn't equipped to look after her.
I have 2 reasons I don't think that I can hold the defendants responsible. One is I think it's the wrong party, because I really do think that the person was not properly supervising the dog was the mother. I think it would have taken nothing for her to pick up Honey when she let her dog out to make sure the other dog doesn't run out. I mean, it's just common sense. It says if you're letting one dog out, how could you let another one just hang around in a room? And 2, I don't think she supervised them while they were out, because I think that she's not in the habit of doing that with her dog. So I think that if anybody's responsible, if at all, it's the defendant's mother. And since she's, in my mind, suing the wrong party, I don't really have to get to the point as to whether or not the mother was negligent.
You don't think that the defendant's mother is acting as an agent for the defendant?
No, I think that it's just, no.
And Michael, where are you?
Well, I fall on Judge DeMango's point because there was no real understanding there of the relationship and the way it occurred. Bottom line, though, I think it was an accident. I can't hold her negligently responsible for the behavior of the mother.
All right,
So
I'm going to think about it.
Going to surprise us?
I'm going to think about it. This is a tough one.